Second round.
Two solidly built super welterweights these. Troy Williamson absolutely ripped in the black shorts, predominantly black shorts, slightly the taller man, and with the associated reach advantage, never been beaten from Darlington. Socci, Italian, now based in Berlin and well acquainted with fighting on the road, and the fact that Williamson has got a few fans here in the arena who've made their way down from Darlington. He will be completely non-fazed by that.
What we've seen with Socci, though, he throws that left hand from the waist, but it comes back to the waist. That's something that maybe Williamson needs to do. Just sneak that front foot a little bit close, slip to the right and throw that right hand over the top of that. Bit of a lazy jab there from Socci.
There's a right hand over the top from Williamson, didn't miss by too much. He's won his last 4 fights by stoppage, the Englishman. Well educated as an amateur, part of the GB squad in years gone by, been a pro since 2016 now, with the 12 wins to his name. Seeing early evidence of the power that he can produce.
Good jab there for him as well, as Socci went to come forward again. He just leveled him up a little bit with that left hand. Just got to make sure he slides that left foot in. When he does throw that right hand, Williamson, make sure he slides that left foot a little bit closer to the target so he can get full power on that shot. Socci looks like he got a little bit of an awkward style, but also he's very open.
Throws a fair few wide shots, and Williamson will have already picked up on that. And he does look physically the more robust. Trojan, as his nickname is. Again, that big right hand only just whistling past the chin of Socci, which was an inviting target.
And also, what was better there from Williamson is that he was moving his head, and when he started moving his head, he got a bit more rhythm to his work. His little body started to move and got a little bit lower. I think that's a better style for him, especially when he's going to be coming forward.
28 years old, Williamson. He'll be a man in a hurry. Some good talent in the UK at this weight right now. The announcement recently that Kell Brook's going to be returning. He's, I guess, top of the pile.
Just as you were talking there, Socci got through a little decent left hook of his own.
Socci, his last 3 fights have been victories, and they've all come not only inside the distance, but inside 3 rounds. Interesting opening round, but Williamson taking it. So second round, and Williamson, well, for me, clearly getting that first round in the bag.
Yeah, and he looked nice and relaxed, he was putting the pressure there on Socci. I just think you've got to keep that head moving, because again, he just got clipped with the left hook of his own.
British champion Scott Fitzgerald, Commonwealth champion Jay Metcalf, they may all be targets for Williamson before too long. Hamza Shiraz also at this weight, who looked very decent in his last outing.
As well as it being a good weight, there's a lot of youngsters coming through as well, young guys who
sure.
on the ascendants, and that makes it a real interesting weight domestically.
Just got his head rocked back by a right uppercut there, Williamson, but again, no real power in it, and referee Steve Gray just telling him off for use of the elbow, illegal of course. Almost put another one in.
Yeah, the shoulder then that time, wasn't it, from Williamson? See, again, you go back to moving that head and he gets a little bit lower there. That's better from him. Just do those movements, sliding forward from Williamson. That's nice, nice little 1-2.
Lives with his partner up in Darlington, Troy. No kids as yet, but he says he's got about 27 nephews and nieces. Big family, and he says he can borrow them and then give them back.
Got through a couple of right hands here, Williamson. This is what he should be doing, putting the pressure on. A little bit more guile in the work, maybe, but putting the pressure on. I just thought for most of this round, he's given Socci a little bit too much respect.
Italian corner getting excited by the fact that he has clipped Williamson with a few headshots, but the power looks as though it's with the Englishman. Those body shots may be starting to take it out, but he clips him again with another right hand, Socci.
Oh, good left hook there from Williamson. Nice little roll into the shot. But every now and again, he just stands a little bit tall, Williamson, when he's close to the target and stops moving that head, switches off.
Socci has never been stopped in a boxing match. Also tried his hand at MMA. A few years back, turned pro back in 2012, fought in the USA to start with. That's only been on the road, he really has been around.
He pushes his punches out though, Socci. Oh, good right hand there from Williamson. Took it well though, Socci, but he don't really throw proper shots, Socci. He just sort of pushes his hands through.
Those two right hands. Just got a little blink of recognition from Williamson, nevertheless, in the closing seconds. So third round of this 10-rounder for the vacant IBF European Super Welterweight title, and on Barry's card, Troy Williamson in the predominantly black shorts, the Trojan from Darlington, a couple of rounds up. But the second round was a lot closer than the first, for me anyway.
Yeah, and I think if Socci puts a bit more weight on those punches, or a bit more snap and a bit more speed in the work, then maybe, you know, maybe that round might have been his, because he probably landed with more shots, but I thought the quality was more on Williamson's favour. That's a lovely left uppercut, then a straight jab there from Williamson. Again, nice little right hand there from Socci as Williamson went through the body shot but dropped that left hand and had to take a right hand.
He's had some success with that right to the head of Socci, but he's being forced onto the back foot now. Nodding at Williamson as much as to invite him on. The referee's just saying let's get on with it and no pushing. Socci's more than prepared to go toe-to-toe with Williamson. I'm surprised about that. I hadn't anticipated that, but he's doing so, or at least trying to.
But even though he's having bits of success, see how he just pushes his punches out. There's nothing really on him even there. You know, there's no real technique to it to really make it a shot that Williamson's going to be worried about yet. His best bet is when he catches Williamson throwing.
Williamson wore his last opponent down. Ben Douglas beat him in Leeds back in October and took him out ultimately in 7 rounds. Only one world title, as far as my research shows, has come from Darlington in the past. Stewie Hall.
Wow, big shout there, John.
Nice right hand. Good fighter and a good bloke, Stewie Hall.
Yes. Oh, lovely right uppercut there from Williamson. Picking his shots well in this round here.
Glenn McCrory, of course, a world champion from up in the northeast as well. Not too many others. I'm not sure there've been any others.
No, I think Glenn was the first one there, I think, from the northeast. It's a good shot there from Socci. Lovely. The movement before the shot was more impressive for me from Williamson. The little roll underneath, coming back with a left hook.
Socci's showing a good chin, though.
He's not been able to break him down yet. He's landing with good shots, Williamson, and he methodically working him over, but Socci's showing a bit of resilience, isn't he?
He is, but he's needing to, and a bit of reddening around the nose of Socci now, a bit of blood there. Very competitive round. into the fourth round. Troy Williamson from Darlington ahead on our cards, but Socci showing himself to be tough. Well, some Italian judges watching on here, were it to go the distance, not suggesting that they'd favour their countrymen, of course.
Again, see, just again, if he brings that left foot a little bit closer when he throws the jab, after he throws that left hand, that right hand will punch it through right through the target. Almost did it there, Williamson. I like to see him when he does throw a little combination, just a pivot on the front foot, just get a different angle. When he obviously defensively is good, and he can attack again from a safe space, and also Socci got to turn with him, and then gives him a bigger gap to land.
Nice body shot from Socci, followed by the right hand. Another decent hook. Italian coming on a little bit stronger here in this round, putting a big effort in right now.
Oh, nice uppercut there from Socci, good work.
Another good body shot. Maybe he does push his punches out a little, but he certainly found the target with plenty of it. That's a good right hand from Williamson, and again.
And a good left hook there. Just making Socci stand a little bit tall there with that left hook for the first time. Seeing a little bit of an effect. He's having trouble with the gum shield as well, isn't he, Socci?
Socci's had 4 defeats in his 19 fights. As I said, he's never been stopped, and now a little bit of time out while he does have the gum shield replaced.
He's got the spare gum shield there, maybe that's a better fit.
Been a hard round this.
Well, Socci was having a better, the first minute, but I think first minute and a half maybe. I think Williamson might have come on a little bit there in the second half.
Well, winning this belt for whoever does so, of course, will propel that man up the IBF rankings.
Shot, good right hand there from Williamson, and again.
Oh, it caught him there.
Good shot from Williamson, lovely left hook, but again, no movement from Socci.
Oh, what a hard round that was. Both of them landing some real quality shots. Italian cornermen a little bit slow to get out of the ring, and Steve Gray hurrying them along, and so we move into the 5th.
Gosh, good body work there from Williamson. Well, you can credit Socci. He takes a heavy shot. There's not loads of snap in the work of Williamson, but they're heavy shots, and always looking to fire back.
Again, the big effort coming in from Socci, who was on the receiving end in the closing stages of the 4th. Good body shot from Williamson.
It's a lovely right hand, little step to the side there, but he threw it, Williamson. Good work. From shield again.
Again, it's a replacement. I think he might be doing him on a rotor system in the corner.
Nice left hook there from Williamson. Good right hand though back from Socci. It's a good shot. Oh, good work.
Right hand, left hand from Socci. And this time Williamson's chin being proven. Turning into a hard fight, this, Barry. Only in the 5th round of 10.
It's a busy fight, isn't it? A non-stop shot. Both having to work hard. Oh, it's good from Socci. Lovely right hand.
Socci doing well at times in this round.
Nice work there from Williamson. Nice little injection of pace. You have to take a left hook and a right hand there off Socci.
Unsurprisingly, Williamson's work rate has dropped a little in this round, and it may be Socci's best round of the fight so far.
And Socci's not pushing him back with strength, he's pushing him back with sheer effort of just non-stop throwing shots. And the resilience that he can take a good shot and walk forward.
Well, best fight, best round for Socci by a distance for me, this 5th, as we come up towards the bell. And the question is, has he taken that one? Halfway stage then, Williamson ahead on Barry's card by 4 rounds to 1. But the Trojan losing the last round, and he'll want to show in this, I'm sure, that it's not a changing of the tide.
Well, Williams has to stay busy. I think we found that out with Socci. If he has a good, if he can, second half of the fight, the engine stays and his legs stay fresh, he's going to be increasingly busy, take the shots, keep walking forward. So Williams just has to fire the shots out. That's where that pivot and the footwork come into play, moving around the target without really running away and giving too much ground.
Williamson just being told by the referee, watch letting your punches go low. And there's one there, a left hand again was a little bit low from Williamson.
Oh, good shot, lovely 1-2 there from Williamson.
Bravely though, Socci tries to respond from taking a full-on right hand by coming forward, and for I think the 3rd time the gum shield coming out, and he's having a word with him. Just a little bit of a suspicion from the referee that he's doing it deliberately to buy a bit of time when he's under pressure.
I think it's all fitting. I think he's having trouble from the start with it, but that's you know, that's all on him. That's nice there from Williamson. Good bit of rhythm there. Got a little bounce to his step there, so he threw the combination, took a little bounce out, and then he had enough strength in the legs to come back and finish it off. Good shot again.
Socci putting his hands down, inviting him to come in, as much as to say, you've hit me several times pretty flush, but there's nothing on him, and now suggesting that he's been head-butted, and now it comes out again. Oh, and he's cut. He's cut, and he's saying, no, and he's taken a point away as well for the gum shield, coming out repetitively and saying that he's doing it deliberately.
Well, whether it is or not, the fact that it keeps coming out, and it's just one of those things, you have to take the point.
Looked as though it was a clash of heads which caused the cut. I'm sure Socci would say that the clash of heads caused him to lose the mouthpiece, the gum shield.
Possibly, but either way, that's for me a 10-8 round here for Williamson.
Yep, that's the way it's going to be on the judges' cards, I'm sure.
But the biggest problem here for Socci is the gum shield. Got to keep that in his mouth first and foremost and start picking up some rounds.
Well, he needs to be very much the dominant force in the closing stages of this fight now, because that point deduction, I think Williams was already safely ahead anyway, but that really does put him a long way clear, at least the way we're seeing it.
Well, and also what was quite evident for me in that last round was Socci wasn't as active as he has been previously. Good work there from Williamson.
Doubling up on the jab, and a little bit of showboating now as well from Williamson. He knows that he's in control.
Good left hook.
Shot. Solid right hand. I wonder if the referee is going to start taking a look at Socci before too long, because his head is being rocked around a little bit too much for some people's comfort. Still inviting Williamson in, and still bravely coming forward.
He's not showing any signs of wilting, so how could you possibly stop it? You couldn't. He's still firing back. He's still trying to be competitive, so you've got to let it carry on. But the work rate slowed down a little bit here from Socci, and that may be a worry. Makes him an easier target to hit. He wasn't the hardest man to find anyway. But what he was doing quite well was firing back every time Williamson had any sort of success. Not so much now, though. Hit him in two grips at the same time there, Williamson. Got a bit of rhythm to his work here, mind. The Darlington man.
Told by his corner, you perhaps heard Craig Carney shouting out to Williamson, get back on the job.
Good shot, he's boxing well.
Big round this is turning out to be for Williamson, and there apes Billy Joe Saunders as that one goes whistling past.
Billy Joe Saunders would earn more money if he had trademarked that little move there than he do for fighting. He would make a fortune, wouldn't he?
Out comes the gum shield yet again. He's already had 1 point taken. Another word from the referee. He's on thin ice.
That's interesting, because I thought he had to take a point if he already had. That's lovely there from Williamson. It's good work, and nice little roll. And again, the gum shield's out with that right hand there from Williamson.
And he's starting to take a bit of a hiding now, Socci.
Right response.
Bravely, but that was a big round for Troy Williamson. Got the gash on the left eyebrow, Dario Socci, and also a cut on the left eyelid. He really is in a little bit of a mess now.
Good right hander there from Socci, straight out the gate. But if he has any, oh, good shot from Williamson. If he has anything left here, Socci, this is the wrong for me. That he really has to push on. Try and stem the flow of rhythm here from Williamson. Got a nice little rhythm to his work now. You take that off him, take that momentum off him.
Big effort now from Socci, as you predicted, Barry. Williamson sticking his tongue out, suggesting that's doing nothing.
I'll tell you what I did notice, and it's not so much evident for this fight, but for the heavyweight fight, I'll loose those ropes out.
Gonna have a quick word with Mick Goodall, see if they need tightening up.
Oh, it's lovely if I want to see that from Williamson there, leading with that right uppercut. Yeah, the referee had a little look then. Of Socci, I should say.
Yeah, stopped in his tracks there. The big effort in the opening minutes.
See, Socci's technique is quite poor. What he looks like to me is just some guy who is just fearless. Like literally just they dragged him up the streets of that fight anyway. He looks like that sort of like a real tough man who almost does it for the love of a fight than he does for the money.
Straight down the target there, and you saw that land smack on the damaged left eye. That's all Williamson with the more persuasive punches in this round.
Gum shield's gone again there with the uppercut from Williamson. Okay, right, put that gum shield in, he's going.
What's he going to do with this? And he's gone to his corner and had another one put in, and he's showing to the referee, I've got one. But it's another point away. You heard that? Do it again, you're out. One more time, you're out.
The sad thing is, and you know, the referee has to do that, of course he does, but I don't think it's intentional. I think it genuinely just ill-fitting. He's had a great second half to the fight here, Williamson, for me. Boxed really well. Maybe just that, maybe he could have worked the body a little bit more. I think there's been some gaps there for that left hook underneath the elbow. It's a great right hand, though.
Again, though, Socci took it, didn't he, and still keeps coming. How many more is he going to absorb? Referee's having a very close look at him, but allowing him to continue. That'll be a 10-8 round for Troy Williamson. Whatever, Williamson is in front surely now by a mile. Only way he loses this is if, by some quirk of fate, he winds up being stopped.
Good uppercut there from Socci. I don't think Socci's shown anything like that power to worry Williamson. And that might have been maybe in the early stages where Williamson was getting tagged quite frequently. Oof. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, dipping our legs, coming back with that left hook. He gets so much more leverage on the shot and so much more success when he just comes in a little bit lower, Williamson.
Gum shield almost came out again there, and you might have seen Socci pushing it back in. He'd come out once more, that would be it. Already been deducted 2 points for that.
Oh. Didn't quite get the turn of hand over there. Oh, it's a lovely body shot from Williamson. Can't miss him, can he?
No.
And again, Socci's piling forward, but they're all just nothing on the shots. That's nice. You can make a fortune, Socci, ought to be an aspiring partner. You really could, couldn't he? He's so durable. So durable, so tough.
Come and do 10 rounds, yeah, no problem. Same again tomorrow? Yeah, if you like.
But he's taken it, especially in the second half of this fight, he's taken an absolute hammering.
He's taken too much, Barry, for my way of thinking. I know you said he keeps coming forward, keeps throwing punches, and I respect that, but the cumulative effect of all these headshots, it is not good to see.
As you said it, John, he just dipped his legs there with that left hook right hand.
Williamson still thinks he can take him out of there.
Oh, good shot there from Williamson.
Referee's looking closely again, but somehow Socci manages to fire back with that left uppercut. Well, you wonder about whether or not the corner should be thinking about pulling Socci out, because there's no way he wins this, and he's just taking a pounding.
Oh, shot.
Big right hand again from Williamson, right on the bell. Ringside is spattered with the blood of the game. Italian, but Troy Williamson looks as though he's heading for victory as we move into the final round.
Oh, good shot. That might be it. I think a sustained attack here up on Williamson, that might be enough.
Well, remember, this fella's never been stopped. He'll have the pride to get through to the final bell.
Say something about Williamson. How good of an engine has he shown? Because this guy made him work really hard, especially early in the fight.
First 4 or 5, but some of those early rounds were quite close. I mean, he really did push him, didn't he?
I don't think they were close. I think he was pushing him, but I think they were always going to be Williamson rounds for me. But Williamson, about what was it, sort of round 5, it looked like he was just maybe getting a bit tired round 5, 6. And for me, you know, he's got that second win, and I think he's been flying the last few rounds.
They go looking for a British title belt or possibly the Commonwealth title before too long, Troy Williamson. And maybe ambitions to go beyond that as well. And the referee having a very close look again at the damaged eye. Kind of think that if he was going to take him out as a result of that, he should have done already. Surely he'll see him through to the final bell now. Oh, good shot! Right hand, left hand, down goes Socci. Quickly back up, almost too quickly. He's having a look at the referee and he does look clear-eyed. But the referee says no, it's all over. And for the first time in his career, this game Italian has been stopped. And Troy Williamson getting the stoppage he craved in that final round. And he was very, very strong in the second half of the fight. And you could say, well-merited, well-deserved.
Oh, I think he boxed fantastic. I think especially those last sort of 3 or 4 rounds, I think the rhythm and the strength and the energy Williamson had in his work, against a guy who was predictably in front of you, didn't have loads of power, but a guy who worked so hard, especially in those early rounds, to make it as uncomfortable as possible for Williamson. I thought he boxed fantastic, and I think it was a great call for the referee, because that left hook was not only a great shot, but the way he fell, you can see fatigue, and that's where the troubles lie. So I do see fatigue in the way he fell.
Well, let's see again how the end came. Right hand, left hand, both on the head. The left was right on the button. Bang, he was down. And would you go along with what I'd said there, though, Barry, as we watched that again, that maybe the corner should have got him out of there?
Well, they could have, but you could say the referee should have, and but either way, it is what it is. And for Williamson, I thought he showed so much more to his game now at championship level. That for me, he sort of arrived there now, and he'll be very competitive in that domestic mix.
No, he didn't want to stop, but the referee said, "You've had enough," and it was celebration time for Troy Williamson.